Experience 10 days of Grand Europe trip for easy EMI of Rs 25,000 only with GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Wonder Diamond, South India's largest lab-grown diamond brand, stores at Chennai, Coimbatore, Bangalore and Hyderabad.
Hello and welcome to Galattaplus. In this video review episode, we are going to be talking about Ganesh K. Babu's Dada, starring Kavin and Aparna. Now, despite its second half issues, this is a solid relationship drama and a very impressive debut. And as always, this review is going to have spoilers. It may contain spoilers, so do watch at your own discretion. Now, right from the opening stretch of this film, Ganesh K. Babu announces that he is a real filmmaker. What we are watching is basically an I love you scene, but it's rendered without the words being spoken. You see this love, you feel this love, especially when the contrasting background is that of a neighboring couple who are screaming at each other. You know how you can keep looking at a loved one when they're sleeping and just savor the blissful nothingness of the moment? This is that scene. What makes it even better are the gentle piano ripples. The score is by Jen Martin, and the gentler conversation that follows. It involves the topic of tears, okay? And you think this is going to set up a big payoff scene at the climax. But no, when the payoff does happen, it is as unassuming as this scene. We see it in an auto rickshaw mirror in the middle of the night and in the middle of nowhere. The first half of Dada is the most satisfying young love story I have seen since Ilan's Pyar Prema Kadal. Okay, it's not just a romance, but it has that same vibe of not wanting to push an emotion too much because otherwise the audience won't understand. It doesn't do that. Ganesh trusts his lead actors to convey feelings through micro gestures, and both Kavin and Aparna Das are superb. They play characters named Manikandan and Sindhu. At one point, he kisses her casually and leaves. She looks into the mirror casually. She smiles a very small smile, again casually. The big idea is an unexpected pregnancy, and I loved how every bit of this was handled, and the location where the revelation is staged. I loved Sindhu's anger, I loved Manikandan's helplessness, and finally I loved the reconciliation that happens in a silhouette shot. A less confident filmmaker would have had lines that underlined all of this, but we already know what's happening, we already know the content, and the form is what is refreshing. Cinematographer Yeril Arasu K does brilliant work with light and shadows, and he mirrors this couple's ups and downs brilliantly. Now, the crux of this relationship dynamic is that Sindhu does not overcomplicate things, while Manikandan is torn between his love for her and his fear of a future that he was not yet ready for. Sindhu adjusts easily into a lower income group flat, while Manikandan keeps thinking about their financial situation. The Valakappa scene that happens there is a beauty. Again, no words, just a row of happy people, except Manikandan, whose face reflects his mixed emotions. Even the decision to have the baby is similar. Sindhu simply says she wants it, while Manikandan is a mess of emotion. And subtextually, the rest of the film is about how, after Sindhu leaves him, Manikandan learns to live with the chaos of living. He learns to be as let's just roll with it as Sindhu. And that's why the film's ending makes complete sense. It just needs one realization for Sindhu to do what she has to do, and it just needs that one line from her for Manikandan to know what he has to do. Because so much of the relationship is so underplayed, and because there is no crude melodrama, the big moments really work. Dada breaks the cliche that looking at your child for the very first time is going to make you bounce around the room with tears of happiness. Well, sure, that may happen if you're ready for it, but Manikandan has an oh damn, what do I do now? He has that look. Had the same scene played out with Sindhu, she would have instinctively picked up the child and cradled it on her chest. Later, when the child says Appa, you expect an outburst of emotion from Manikandan, but no, both the director and Kavin keep the moment small, subtle, real. I love the gender neutral idea of two clueless men, that is Manikandan and his friend Amit, played by an excellent Harish K. These two clueless men, I love the fact that they are raising a child. The director could have gone overboard with the poopy diaper cuteness, but he doesn't. He is not after misogynistic jabs either. The only false note in the first half, in a film so real, are the way Manikandan randomly gets a job and then equally randomly gets another job. But I like the takeaway tangential point that we may like to help others and yet resent it when they become bigger than us. It's one of the many truly human touches in the screenplay which treats its premise with respect and with dignity. But the second half is a big letdown. It's hard to say what really happened during the writing, but the tone changes completely and an utterly understated and real film begins to feel utterly contrived and cinematic and commercial. We are basically waiting for the last 15 minutes. Aparna Das is simply amazing here, and until then we are left with office colleagues doing the most childish things, the most irritating things to reunite the leads. I hate it when two people live in the same city and yet conveniently avoid each other without a proper reason, and perhaps the couple's parents should have been utilized better. By the time we get to Manikandan getting drunk at an office party and doing a dance number, I'd almost given up. I mean, why not use more of the Amit character? He's the rare male movie character who's not embarrassed to say, I love you to his male best friend. Okay, so Sindhu has a reason for the split, but after meeting her, would Manikandan not want an explanation for the things she does? Yes, ego does make certain things, certain conversations difficult, but then why throw the couple together and keep delaying the inevitable? Now, this is what I think happened. Maybe the makers realized that they'd made too subtle and too understated a movie, and they decided to broaden it up a bit and make it more commercial while still retaining bits of the subtlety from the first half. The character of Manikandan's son, for instance, is beautifully sketched out. Even at his age, even at his tiny young age, he is acutely aware that they are not rich, and when they have pizza, he wonders why he's getting such a costly treat. Instead of giving us sentimental scenes of Manikandan being a caring father, we see the kind of father he has been through the eyes of his son, through what the son does. And it is so refreshing to see a Tamil film hero accepting that he has made mistakes. This happens at the end when we, thankfully, return to the real and understated film from earlier, where a single line is enough to wipe out years of misunderstanding. Dada is not perfect, but even with its imperfections, it's a very, very impressive debut. So that's it about Dada. If you like this video review, do subscribe to Galattaplus, and I'll see you soon at the movies.
Experience 10 days of Grand Europe trip for easy EMI of Rs 25,000 only with GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Wonder Diamond, South India's largest lab-grown diamond brand, stores at Chennai, Coimbatore, Bangalore and Hyderabad.